Hey friends, welcome to the new trophy guide, and this time we're collecting all the cryptic vessels. I'll show you where to find them and of course how to solve them. So let's get started folks, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. That would be awesome. I'll even give you a round of applause for that. And off we go on this wild ride. You'll find the first cryptic vessel in chapter 4. We can actually go this way here, and it's a bit tricky to figure out, but in reality it's actually pretty simple. We arrive at these wheels and then we see a flaming chalice in the back, throw it down onto the ground, and then remember that in chapter 4 there was an acid pool below, and now this acid disappears. This unlocks a new passage. So we head back to the Stargazer. And from the Stargazer we can go all the way through on the left side, basically retracing the entire path we already know. We run through here, down the stairs, and along the ladder at the back to reach the area where the acid used to be. And now a new passage has been unlocked there, so slide down the ladder and head over to the acid pool down here, which has now of course disappeared. This is where the new passage is now, so we can just go through here and then open the door at the back to obtain the mysterious cryptic item, the very first cryptic vessel. We go all the way through here, and yes, there's nothing special at the back, no enemies or any, just a nice chest that we of course open to grab the cryptic vessel from inside. We take that with us. And then, in theory, we can head back to the hotel to see Venigi and have this cryptic vessel deciphered. If you don't have Venigi at the hotel, then he's in the factory. For me, he's at the hotel, so that's where we'll head next. We'll have Venigi carefully decipher the cryptic vessel here, and then after that we'll get a puzzle, basically a picture, that will show us exactly where the solution to this cryptic vessel is located. It's actually pretty simple. If you remember clearly, it's at the donkey bridge, that is, where we fought the donkey for the first time, so of course we're heading back there. Let's have the vessel deciphered, please, and that happens pretty quickly, and we're shown the corresponding picture. The picture shows us the bridge where we fought the donkey, and that's where we're headed now. We then simply use the Stargazer to get there. So, we use the Stargazer and teleport to the donkey bridge. This is in chapter 2 at the Cret Town Hall. We can get there pretty quickly, so we just teleport over. Once we arrive, it's pretty straightforward. We just go to the right from the Stargazer, and then we'll already see the bridge where a puppet is hanging. You can throw any item at it or use your puppet string to basically shoot at the puppet. Of course, you can also use the falcon eye, which will cause a small explosion. And yes, an item will drop. We pick it up. It's a letter with a key, and this key and letter basically show us an apartment that we can now enter. There's a hidden outfit there that we're going to get now. Letter with the address of the refuge, and we're going to head there directly from here so you can see exactly how to get there. So we're going to run all the way through here. I'm sure you're all familiar with this part of the game. There are these two guards here. The elevator is on the right. Of course, we'll take it up to get to the area with the hidden door. Yeah, we'll take out the guards first, then go up here with the elevator and arrive at the upper floor where the merchant was, and yes, we'll go through here and then grab the elevator. Once we've reached the upper level, we'll walk past the Stargazer here. Of course, we could have just teleported, but I wanted to show you the entire route so you can easily find it. Here is the corresponding door, which we can now open with the key, and with that we've solved the first puzzle and can grab something nice from the safe back here. There's a quartz in there as well as the hunter outfit. We'll take that with us, and with that we've already solved the first cryptic vessel and can move on to the next one. You'll find the next Cryptic Vessel in chapter 6 when you're heading toward the boss, the Puppet King. Then you can go left again along the side through the house. Of course, you should explore it thoroughly. And here in the back area, there's a kind of library. There's a note there, which of course we'll take with us. Notes on an experiment, not expert. We'll grab that. And back here, there's a ladder. You can climb up there and get the next Cryptic Vessel. If you've always followed my complete walkthroughs on the channel, then you already have all the Cryptic Vessels and all the solutions for each chapter anyway. So feel free to check that out if you're still missing something. We then get the Jewel-Encrusted Cryptic Vessel and can simply continue on here and head back to the Stargazer. Then we'll go back to Vinigi and of course have him decipher the Cryptic Vessel so he can show us another picture indicating roughly where the solution to this vessel is. And let's take a look at that first to see where exactly we need to go. The Cryptic Vessel shows us a beautiful location, and that's where we need to use a gesture. You should all have this gesture unless you've missed something major. It's actually a standard gesture. It's called Grovel, and we should definitely already have it with us. We'll then travel with the Stargazer here, basically to Act 1, Main Station Plaza, or here to the alley. Let's go to the alley here, that's probably easier. So we'll go to the alley in Act 1, and then we can use our gesture there to do what we need to do. Yeah, we'll come out here. You know this place, right? We'll go all the way back here and then use the grovel gesture at the indicated spot in order to get a hidden item, which will then give us the solution for the vessel. So we're just running straight through here. You can, of course, ignore the enemies. They're all one hit anyway and don't give much. That's why we just keep going and then head right here. So all the way back there where the view of the hotel is so nice, that's where we're heading, and then we'll check the ground there. There's another guy here, you can just take him out right away. He really shouldn't be any trouble. Once you've dealt with him, just head straight through to the back until you reach that nice viewpoint again. And from there we use the check ground gesture and can then retrieve the next item here. So quickly switch to the menu and perform the gesture. In the menu go to equipment, or rather items, gestures, and then use check ground to get this hidden item. It's actually another Hunter's Garb and a Legion Caliber. Then we continue in the next chapter, namely chapter 8. Here we cross the long bridge right before the boss. We find Hugo back here, the good old dog. With him, go through all the dialogue options, talk to him about everything. He will then give you a wanted poster, but also a Cryptic Vessel, which we definitely want to have so that we can collect all the Cryptic Vessels. So you select the dialogue option to discover the treasure, and then he gives you the Cryptic Vessel. In general, it's definitely worth going through all the dialogue options with him here, I would say. Of course, we then use the Stargazer again to get to the hotel and have Vinigi decipher the Cryptic Vessel, and he shows us a ruined village with a hut. And that's exactly where we're going now, to decipher the next Cryptic Vessel. So head back to the Stargazer and travel to the location I'm about to show you. Specifically, we teleport here in chapter 5, Pilgrim's Path. We can actually go there, and from there we set off right away and can then find the next treasure that was hidden from us here. Pilgrim's Path, you should definitely have already unlocked the shortcut here. I assume all of you have done that. We simply use the elevator here and go down. You can jump through here again if you haven't done so yet. There's actually another item here. Otherwise, just keep going and we'll head over to this house. We'll take out a few enemies along the way here, since they often drop hidden moonstones, which are always quite useful. By the way, this is also a good spot to farm them if you ever run out. Alright, we cross the bridge here and head over to the other guy. We'll quickly take him out as well and get something nice here again. We run across the bridge here to get onto the roof of the house. There are also two more enemies here. We'll quickly take care of them as well. And yeah, there's another one down here. We'll sneak up from behind, give him a good whack with our club, and just like that, he's been smashed into the ground. Now we can simply jump down from the roof to the left, and in the area at the back, we can meet an NPC who basically gives us the key to this hut on the right. And of course, we talk to him. He then gives us the key. With the key, we can unlock the door to the hut and get a chest inside, which contains an amulet. So after getting the robber's hut key, we basically turn around from where he is and go into this hut. So we just head back here, go through the door on the left, and there we find a chest with an amulet. Alright, let's move on to the next cryptic vessel, which we actually find in chapter 9. In chapter 9, we can basically run all the way through here and arrive at a house. You probably remember there are already some enemies inside here, and we can just take them all out first. They always carry a stick, kind of look like Nemesis from Resident Evil, but only half as strong. Of course, we take them all out, and then we can loot a few things in this area. But most importantly, we go upstairs here, and as you'll see in a moment, there's another one of those enemies. If we hit him on the capsule on his back, he always goes down pretty quickly. Apparently he's no idea what. In any case, we can do quite a bit of damage to him that way, and then we knock him to the ground here. On the table, there's also a little, reading material, a guide for workshop technicians. Of course, we'll take that with us, but most importantly, we go through the broken wall at the back and can walk around here. And once we've walked around here, we can jump down to take out the dude here with a jump attack. And yes, friends, there's a shop upgrade here that we'll grab right away and of course make use of. So we continue along here and head into the back area. There we have a chest, which we can already see from up here. Just go down the ladder or simply jump down. That's fine too. Nothing will happen to you. So grab the chest and the shop upgrade here. And then of course head back to the hotel to our friend Vinigi, who is basically deciphering this cryptic vessel. But first we need to hand in the shop upgrade here at the reception and basically expand the shop, because with the shop upgrade we can then buy the next cryptic vessel here. So we add goods and do that here. As mentioned, he now has a cryptic vessel in his assortment. You can buy it now and then go over to Vinigi to have it deciphered. Vinigi will then of course show us again what comes out of it. A deciphered vessel, and yes, we naturally have to go back to Hugo again. So exactly to the bridge where we already got the previous vessel. So we just head back to the Balance 1 bridge, teleport there, and go the way where Hugo was as well. And now the bar door is open here, revealing a completely new hidden area. Check it out, clear everything here, and you'll definitely get some cool items. Otherwise, let's move on to the next chapter. And that's in chapter 10. In chapter 10, after you've taken down the rabbits, the Brotherhood of the Black Rabbits, you can just keep going back here and you'll meet Alidoro. You'll learn quite a bit about him now. So make sure to go through all the dialogue options with him. Of course, grab the chest back here as well. You can pick that up too. That's no problem, but make sure to talk through everything with Alidoro to learn a bit more about him. In the end though, you have to decide to kill Alidoro. And when you do that, he'll drop a cryptic vessel. That's also very important for a quest that will earn you a trophy. That's why we're going to do it, of course. We kill Alidoro and get the Cryptic Vessel from him, which we can then use or decipher with Venigi. Yes, this basically leads to a new dialogue with the blacksmith. So just go there, give Alidoro a smack on the head, and receive Alidoro's Cryptic Vessel. We now decipher it again with Venigi and then discover Alidoro's true story, which we can now present to the blacksmith. Now the question again is whether you tell the truth or lie, depending on which playthrough you're on. If you lie, then you say, I think he was a talented stalker. You then receive the plate. If you tell the truth, you get a trophy and learn Eugenie's normal story. And yes, so you have to make a decision here, of course, depending on which playthrough you're on. And yes, if you lie, you always end up with a long nose, you know. The last and very final Cryptic Vessel can be found in chapter 11. And here we can unlock a shortcut by going through this dark shaft. And in the back area here you'll find a chest like this. And inside is the last Cryptic Vessel. Very important. In order to solve this Cryptic Vessel at all, you need a very specific weapon. Otherwise it won't work. First you go to Venigi and have the vessel deciphered. And as a result we get a new riddle. This time again there's a photo and a location we need to go to. But all of this is useless if we don't have a specific weapon, which we can only get from a boss, ergo. So you have to get it. If you've already traded it for an amulet, you won't be able to solve this riddle anymore. So it's very important that you have the weapon, because otherwise none of this will work and the trophy is basically pointless here. Of course, you can get the special weapon you need either from Hugo or Alidoro. This is the blue weapon here. We need the Frozen Feast. We absolutely have to have it to solve this Cryptic Vessel. If you don't have it, it won't work. Do you have the weapon in your inventory? Great. Then we'll actually head over to the abandoned apartment in chapter 10. And from there we can specifically follow the path to basically go over here, passing through the ruined houses. And then, before long, we'll soon find the merchant. He's a bit tricky to find. First, we'll go along here over the routes. You probably remember this. There was a butterfly here, and up here was the chest for the other Cryptic Vessel or the shop expansion. We go down here, head up the stairs, and here is a merchant who doesn't trust anyone unless you have this sword. That's why it's very important that you have the sword and have it equipped, because you need to show him the sword and only then will he trust you and give you the reward. And only then will you get the trophy. So it's pretty tricky, and if you've already used up the soul, then you really can't get it anymore. You'll have to wait until the next playthrough, because you have to show him the weapon, and if you have the wrong weapon, he won't be interested in you and will just say, hey, get lost. Yeah, and that's the whole problem. So you absolutely need to have this weapon in your menu, in your equipment, so that you can even interact with him there. I actually don't have it either, because I got the amulet instead. Well, the next playthrough will take care of it. In any case, once you show him the weapon, everything works automatically. You get the trophy, you get 2 more items, and that's how you solve the whole thing. Alright folks, those were all the Cryptic Vessels, all the solutions, and how to get the trophy. Have fun in Lies of P. I'd be happy if you tune in again, leave a thumbs up, or even subscribe. Because on my channel, you'll always find the latest guides for the newest games. Lies of P guides on the channel. Click through. Take care. Adios. Ciao.